You said earlier, if Dak can play like that, and then, you could clearly fill in the rest of the sentence. What about Daniel Jones? If Daniel Jones can play like that again, the analogy I used on the show on Monday, and there are numbers to support it, he looked like Kaepernick to me. He looked like the Kaepernick.
Okay.
He looked like the Kaepernick that showed up in Lambeau Field, in the NFC North back in the day. And as a matter of fact, he and Kurt Warner, prior to Daniel Jones, Cap and Kurt Warner were the only quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to win their first career playoff game with 375 or more offensive yards all by themselves. I don't know, man. Daniel Jones he looked amazing. How far do you think the Giants can go, Robert?
Yeah, we talked about this on Monday Night Countdown. People are sleeping right now on Daniel Jones's dual threat ability.
Yeah.
So you talk about it 375 yards. Obviously, Cap did it a certain way. Kurt Warner did it a certain way. Well, Daniel Jones did it both ways, right? He's 301 passing yards, 78 rushing yards. And right now, you can talk about all these, sayings or whatnot, but let Danny dime. That's not really him just drop back, pass it, and just picking teams apart. Like, it's his decision making. Making sure he throws the checkdowns, getting the ball to the right guy, throwing it to the open guy. He's doing all that at an extremely high level. And then when it's not there, he's using his legs with urgency to get out of the pocket. And I think that's the biggest difference year to year for him. He's making great decisions, and he's running at the right times. And I think all the credit goes to Daniel Jones because he's been under fire all offseason and all year for his play, and he showed up big time this year for what was expected of him. And then also Brian Daboll, right? The fact that he came into New York with a roster that wasn't as talented as the one he had in Buffalo, and he was able to get the most out of it, right? He didn't complain. He just put a plan together to get the most out of his roster. It just shows you how much coaching matters. So Daniel Jones, you talk about if he plays like this, he's going to have to play like that and some to get a win against Philly because Philly is the better team all around, and they can beat you in so many different ways, even if the game gets ugly. But Daniel Jones, you could argue that he's made the impression that he should be the guy moving forward based off the way that he's playing right now.
So then here's my last question for you. The road team that will win this weekend, because usually it's a very rare occurrence to see a divisional round playoff be a complete home sweep. What do you have for me on that, Robert Griffin III?
The road team, man. The Bills seem like a team of destiny, right? With everything that they've been through this year, man. It'd have to be either the Cowboys or the Bengals, I feel like. But I'm not confident in any of those, Rich.
I bet.
I think the home teams this year are so strong, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a clean sweep.
Okay. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.